So I spent the past few days hanging out at the house because it was pretty cloudy and boring, but starting today, Saturday, it should be quite a bit nicer weather. Still very windy today. It's gorgeous once you get off the water a little bit, but pretty cool down here. There's some birds along the shoreline. I think they're more of the sanderlings, which is what I've been seeing out here. But today is the last day before certain areas close down for the snowy plover season. So I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for which places are closed off and won't be able to access because of the nesting sites. But I do want to try and see some of the snowy plovers. I'll see if I can try and find a good spot to view them, see if there's any places that people know that they like to stay at. But anyway, hopefully I'll be able to get out pretty soon and go do something fun with the nicer weather. So I think I recorded this place the last time I popped out here to visit Siltcoos. This is a Siltcoos Lake trail. I didn't want to go too far today because it was already later in the day. I didn't need to go super far to do anything. Didn't have anything planned, so I figured this would be a good stop. It's only about 15-20 minutes north of me. It's like halfway to Florence. So a good day to get out, just go stretch my legs. And once I get back to the house tonight, I'm going to try and plan out the rest of this week. Today, I already bought my my waterway access permit, so I can go kayaking. I wasn't planning on doing that much out here because I originally thought it was like $7 every time I had to go out. But apparently, if you buy the year pass, it's only 20 bucks. So that was a pretty good deal, so I decided to go with that. And now I can go kayaking whenever. I just gotta clean my kayak and everything, but I'm gonna try and go and do that this week because it looks like a very good week weather-wise. But right now, just gonna go for a nice walk here. It's very pretty. So this area is definitely a Sitka spruce dominant area, but there are a lot of western red cedar. This one's catching the light really well. You can see that red, pretty strippy bark. Not quite as strippy as northern white cedar, eastern white cedar, I can't remember. Tuya occidentalis, which is like one of the only trees that I actually remember. But yeah, these red cedars, I feel like I don't see them quite as much out here. So it's nice to see that they're hanging around in a few spots. It was a pretty long walk, but I made a good pace. So now here I am at Siltcoos Lake. I'm gonna try and see if there's a better spot to kind of see it. There's a little path down here. There's some campsites that are up here. I think they're all just backcountry. But yeah, I need to keep an eye out for more stuff like that, because if I want to head up to Tillamook, it'd be really cool to do a backcountry campsite up there. But anyway, this is what it's like here. There might have been a little bit more access to the lake over there, but there were a couple other campsites. It looked like there was stuff around there, so I didn't want to encroach on anyone else's space. So I'm back on the trail. That cedar is where I headed over towards the lake, and now I've got the south portion to do on the way back. So I'll keep hoofing around. I wasn't planning on recording anything. I feel like I say that so much now, but yeah, I don't know if I'll get much on the way back if I see anything of particular interest, but more than likely just gonna keep a good pace to get back and then start working on a few things while I'm feeling productive today. There's still a lot of big trees here, or at least fairly big trees. Like that one, probably 3.5 feet in diameter. Pretty big. But there are obviously a lot bigger trees here. This one has a bunch of shrubs growing out at the top of it. There's a lot of these stumps you can kind of see around the forest in here, and most of them were probably logged, but it's nice to see that the stumps are still standing to provide nutrients. They weren't ground down or torn out or anything. And it seems like this forest is doing a pretty good job of surviving. It's obviously been around here for 100 years or so, I would say. But yeah, good to see. Would be better with bigger trees, though, I will say. I think to wrap up, before I start heading back, I came over to the Siltcoos Rec area, just on the other side of the highway, and I'm doing the Lagoon Trail right now. It's not too bad on the east side. The last time I was here, it was pretty flooded over on the west side, but I also have my boots on today, so it shouldn't be too big of an issue as long as it's not standing water over the trail. But yeah, we'll do this short little loop and then probably go and park at the day use overlook for a little while and head back down onto Reedsport and get a few more things done before the rest of the week, or before next week. Well, this is the first time this has happened. I'm heading right back into town, and this is the bridge over the Umpqua into Reedsport, and it's actually a turnstile bridge. Turnstile? I don't think that's the right word, but it's a rotating bridge to allow taller ships to come through, and I've never had to wait for it before, but now it's actually twisting, so that entire midsection, there's 5 humps on this bridge, and the middle one is the largest. And that big metal structure is now turning all the way so a boat can head to the upper portion of the river. So probably going to be like a 10-minute wait or something, since it's still straightening out. Well, maybe not 10 minutes, it was probably closer to 5 minutes, but wrapping up now. That was pretty cool. I wish I could have seen that a little further up in the line. That's a huge structure that moves there. I need to go up on Crestview in town and just get a good view of the bridge. Maybe I'll actually do that now. I'll just quick head up there and get a picture, because it's like one of the few areas you can look down on the bridge and the rest of town. So I'll see if I can pop up there real quick. Okay, so the only bummer about this area is well, the great thing is it's way above the river. It's just a huge bluff that they have up here, which a bunch of people live on, and the problem is a bunch of people live on it, and there's not a single park up here to actually appreciate the view. So this is the best that I can do. I can't stop anywhere to actually check things out. Yeah, so it's this windy section of road up here that is very pretty, but I've never headed up here because there's no places to park to actually sit and look at the awesome view. It's all houses and apartments and everything, which frankly I think is a huge waste. I mean, I get people need places to live, but also I'm sure all of these homes are like close to $1 million because they have this high bluff view that's separated from the rest of town. And I don't know, it just really bums me out because it's so pretty. It's such an amazing view, and I think they could have separated one little plot and 5 parking spaces with a strict towing regimen to set aside for people to actually appreciate a little bit more about this town. But whatever, I wasn't invited for, what's wrong with me? I wasn't invited to be part of the town planning committee, so it is what it is. I guess as I head down, there's a little bit more that I can see, because that whole middle section of the bridge is what twisted. That's what I was trying to point out from up here. But yeah, it's a really cute town, but I don't know, I just really have an affinity for those those overlooks, and it's a bummer to me that there's not a spot up there that I can just quick park the car and sit on a bench and have a nice look.